Hey guys, welcome back to Shoney Small Engines. I was just given this Craftsman lawnmower, obviously well used, um, but the guy that gave it to me said that the engine is he thinks the engine's blown. It kind of kicks back at him. So we're actually gonna see if we can kind of refurbish this thing, but we are gonna see if we can get this engine to work first. So the first thing I want to do, we're gonna try to get a little fuel in here and see if we can get this thing to fire up. All right, we're gonna squirt a little bit of fresh non-ethanol right into the intake here and see if we can get it to light. All right, so I think I just saw what the problem was. It didn't fire, but it wanted to. But if you saw, there was a lot of smoke coming out of the intake here. A lot of times that tells me that the timing might be off, which tells me that this may have hit like a rock or something and sheared the flywheel key. We're gonna check that first. Um, Obviously had some sort of spark because it wanted to almost fire there. So we'll check the flywheel key first, and then if that's the case, I'll show you how to replace that. And if it's not, then we'll go ahead and see if there's something else we can check for. So take this cover off. There's two screws up top. This one seems stripped, and this one's missing. So yeah, that one just fell off. And then we have this fuel tank with three 5/16 bolts. And we'll just push the tank out of the way, which there's supposed to be a bolt over here that seems to be missing. Otherwise, that will fold back a little bit better. Now there's one more right here. And we'll move the oil dipstick out of the way right here. Now 2 3/8 bolts in the front. Two down here, two more. One here. One right there. And then I'm going to disconnect the pull cord, feed that through. And then this piece should come off. All right, now that that's out of the way, we'll look down here, and there's a nut right here. I don't know if it's the exact size. I think it's 1 inch. I'm using a 1 inch impact, and we'll try to get that off. It came off kind of easy. Now we'll look on top and see if we can see the key, which that doesn't look right. Yep. So okay. So right there is where it's supposed to be. It looks like it jumped almost 180 degrees off. So that's going to be the problem. It's it's supposed to be over here. It's all the way over here. So that's kind of a good thing. That tells us exactly what's wrong with this thing. Hopefully, might have to like clean the carb or something. But as long as the crank is in good shape, we're going to pull this flywheel off, and then we'll replace that flywheel key, put it back together, see if we can get it to start. So let me go get my puller. We'll pull this first. All right. We come in here with our harmonic balance puller. All right, I'm going to use this type of puller, but the harmonic balance puller, a regular claw puller would also work. This is harmonic balance puller. All right, let's give this a go. It pops right off. And that should pull right up. And this is what's left of the flywheel key. Shaft doesn't look too bad. Let's find a replacement, and we'll put this back together. So we got a new flywheel key. That's going to sit in there. Make sure it fits. Yep. And then we'll put the flywheel on. Let me clean up some of this gunk, and then we'll put it back together. All right. Put the flywheel back in with the new key. Down like that. Slip the key in. There we go. And we'll come in and put the pull start adapter on. And when this tightens down, this will seat the flywheel pretty good. I see that this thing is missing a brake on here, so I'm going to see if I can find one from one of my spare motors and replace that right away. But let me tighten this down real quick. and then we'll start putting everything back together, see if this thing will start. But before I do that, I'm going to do this real quick, and then I'll catch you up after that. So here I'm just removing the entire mechanism because I don't think the brake pad is available to buy by itself. So I'm just, luckily I have an old part laying around, and I just replaced the entire thing. All right, I just replaced this mechanism here, so now I have a brake back on here, and let's get the cover on. And actually, that auto choke's hanging up. I'm gonna fix that real quick too. But then we'll put the cover on and see if this thing starts. So this auto choke wasn't working because of all the dirt that was gunked up inside here. So we're gonna clean this shaft up, lubricate that a little bit, not much, and then see if this opens and closes. All right, polish that guy up pretty smooth. Let's see if this stays in, and let's see if this turns like it's supposed to. There we go. All right, let's get the cover on. The two longer 3/8 bolts in the front, and the two shorter ones in the back. Put the fuel tank on, but I'm going to replace this piece that was missing. Then we got the dipstick and the 3 bolts on top. And now I'm going to squirt a little fuel in here again, and we're going to see if we can get this thing to start. Okay, starts. Sounds horrible. That could be something as simple as my blade is hitting my horses, or the blade's not attached correctly. So I'll look at that. But so I just wanted to show you what it would take to get this thing running. It might actually turn out to be okay. And you know, if you want to know how this thing ends up, hit me up in the comments. I'll be glad to fill you in. All right, there we go. So it was just the blade was loose. That's why it made all the noise. So hopefully this helps somebody. If it does, let me know in the comments. Or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. You can check out some of my other videos here. Check out my channel there, and catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching, guys.